What's going on, my planting people? In today's video, I'm going to be doing a complete rejig of my plant collection. So right here, you can see it's becoming a bit of a jungle, but slightly unmanageable. And in today's video, I'm going to try to sort that out just so that we can get a better access to the plants when it comes to watering, when it comes to you guys seeing what I've got, what I'm working with, what my collection is like. I think it's going to help to sort of improve the aesthetic ever so slightly. Oh, that's the vision, that's the hope. Wish me luck. We'll see at the end of this video what this looks like. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but through the jungle, you might see that I have some silver shelves just here. I really like this shelf, especially as a renter, because it means that there's no nails. Essentially what this uses is pressure. It's like a telescopic shelf unit with springs, and you kind of just push it down and it wedges itself between the floor and the ceiling. No nails needed, and it's a dream come true if you're a renter and you're not allowed to make any modifications to your home. Then this is a really good alternative. So in today's video, we're going to try it out. I bought another shelf. This shelf is from Tech Care. I'm not sponsored by them. I picked this one off of Amazon. There was another one on eBay, and I should have gone to eBay first because I noticed that it was slightly cheaper, about £5 cheaper, but every little helps, as they say. I've got another one, and I'm going to put it next to this one over here. That way I can sort of stack my plants, have it looking half decent. I bought some lights as well, the same lights that I use over here. The beauty about these lights is that you can actually daisy chain them, and you can daisy chain them up to 12 lights, and it's the exact number of lights I need to make this work. So wish me luck. We're gonna give this a go. I think it's gonna get hot and sweaty, hence the vest top. So we'll see how we get. I'm already sweating. I'm already out of breath. I haven't even done anything yet, apart from pick this box up. All right, so my vision, let me tell you, let me walk you through it, is to all of my big plants, like this philodendron over here, which is my philodendron split leaf. It's a split leaf philodendron. Done a lot of searching, and I think I finally settled on what plant it is. Split leaf philodendron, my Anthurium forgetii, my Anthurium magnificum cross regale. That's quite large. When I move that down, even my king Anthurium, my Anthurium veitchii down there, I'm thinking about repositioning that. One, for a bit of better light, but two, so you can actually see it. It's an amazing plant. It looks really good. There's no point hiding it back there. So I'm going to try to do a little something, a little rejig. First things first, this is the hard part. I'm gonna have to remove every single plant from here and shove it into this corner of the room so I can take this frame down, because I built this frame so that this light could be up here. I'm gonna take this down and replace the unit. All right, wish me luck. So we are done. I've actually removed all of the plants. I've left these two because they're gonna pretty much be staying there because they need to be as close to the window as possible. So there's no point moving this euphorbia or this blue cactus. But as you can see, we've completely cleared out this section. Next, I think I'm gonna have to remove this light over here, and I'm gonna have to disassemble this frame that I built recently. It's a shame because this is I'm quite proud of this. This is the first sort of DIY thing that I've done in a long time. So I was quite proud of that. But anyway, that's all right. We will I don't know. I'll see if we can reuse this for something else, maybe something else in my house, but if not, I will take it apart and I will move it to a different room. But the main thing is that it's nice and clear now. I'm gonna find a place to stick this, put it somewhere out of the way, and to set up that extendable shelf over there. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take this frame out. Not the frame, I'm gonna take the whole unit out. I'm gonna stick it in the garden for the time being, just to give me a bit more space to work with, because gosh, it's hard to maneuver in what is a very small space. So I think I'm gonna have to move these plants out of the way just so I can open both of these double doors and get it out of here. Okie dokie, let's get moving. I've unpacked the box. I've separated all of them out so I know where everything is. And just a couple of instructions. From this, it looks like there are only 6 steps to get this thing up and running. So we'll see how quickly I'm able to do that. So let's start. Oh my days. Okay, so I've been fighting with this thing for maybe the last half an hour, and I finally figured out what it is. This little donut thing, it basically allows you to adjust this, because when I did it at first, it was way too tall. I couldn't get it to even stand up here. It was just way too tall, but there's a way to adjust. This is C into B. It allows you to adjust how high you want it. So finally, I've got it to where I want it to be. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put in the final shelf, because I had to take it all down and start again. My God, was that a nightmare. The instructions are not that great on this. Honestly, of all the DIY things I've had to do, I think this is probably up there with one of the most complicated ones ever. Instructions are not great. Nothing is written out. It's just terrible. So I'm going to put the little rubber footing on here so it doesn't damage the ceiling. And I'm doing this as a one-man job as well. So we'll insert these into here. Hopefully they fit in easily. Oh, thank God they did. All right, so hopefully I've measured this right, and then I can just spring load these down and slot it into place like that. What a mess. All right, so geez, finally, right. Honestly, what a nightmare. But yeah, let me sort out the shelves, get them to the right levels that I want them, and then we'll start again. Gosh, wish me luck. Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath because that took forever. But in the end, here we are. This is what we've got left. I've got my Wi-Fi router over here, a router. But yeah, this is it. It is a bit of a faff to adjust these shelves, but I think it's going to be all right. Hopefully it can handle the weight. I think it says about 10 kg per shelf, but I've tried to get it as level as possible. Yes, I did manage to damage some of these, the metal, but anyway, that's all right. I'm even running out of words. That took so much out of me. But anyway, let's now start putting some of the plants on here. And let's see how we get on. I think we'll start by putting some of the trailing plants a little bit higher up here, just so that they can sort of start to cascade down, and then we'll see how we go. We can still put some plants on the floor. You can see we have quite a lot of floor space. I'm going to be having a light under here as well. So up next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort out these lights. I got the exact same lights that I've been using for many years, which are on my other shelf over here. These are T5 grow lights from Amazon. I'm not sure exactly what the brand name is, but I'll link it below in case anyone wants to get their hands on one. I really recommend it, but I'm not affiliated with them at all. It's not sponsored. I just think there's some really decent lights, and they give some nice white light as well. And they've got those red LEDs as well. I don't know if they actually do anything, but my plants seem to like them. Let's get these up and running. I've got 4 lights, and I also got an extra cable as well. I will be needing 5 in total. I've got 2 lights on one of these shelves down here, so I might be repurposing it, but I need to first figure out how I'm going to get a light up here. But for now, we'll just focus on getting one on each of these shelves. My idea is each light is going to go under the shelf above. Hopefully it's going to be as easy as that, and I don't have as much of a nightmare as I did with putting this thing up to begin with. This thing comes with so many different fitting options, which is really cool. So you can do it by adhesive, which never really works for me. The heat always affects it and it falls off, so I wouldn't recommend. With the metal brackets, you can either, like what I do, I'm going to cable tie it to the shelf above. That works really well. Or you can actually screw it in as well if you have a wall or a bit of wood or something. That's obviously going to be the strongest of all of them, and they provide all of what you need in the packaging. So literally all you want to do is just snap the bracket on. It's as easy as that. I then pull my cable tie through like so. I measure it out, and once I'm happy, I just pull the cable tie tightly, but not too tight. It can hang a bit if it wants to. It can hang around just like that, and the light is installed. And we'll do that for the other 4 shelves. So next up, we need to connect all of these lights. We need to daisy chain them together, being very careful that you don't short the circuit. I did this last time where I put basically power coming in from both ends of the light, and it wasn't good. It turned off my fuses. Luckily, that actually happened, but you want to be quite careful when you're doing this. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and start to daisy chain these together. All right, so I've made a little bit of an error. The cables that I bought as the extension are the wrong ones. It's a bit too big to fit into the lights, so I'm gonna have to order some other ones. I won't be able to daisy chain it to these existing lights, so I'm just gonna have to do them as their own thing, which is a shame. But it just means that, you know, there's an extra plug socket that these things need to be plugged into, as opposed to them all sort of drawing from one. But anyway, that's a small fix. I'll sort that out in a few days or so. But I have plugged them in, and for the moment of truth, the big reveal, boom. Look at that. Ah, look at that. We've got some lights. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start to put my plants back over here. I'm going to put a cactus and the euphorbia back in front of this window. That's kind of a non-negotiable at the moment, I'm afraid. So these really can't go anywhere else because they need as much light as they can get. And now we start to move the smaller plants. It's probably about an hour and a half later and we're still going, but we're making really, really good progress. So the shelf is up. I've included just a plank of wood up here, and that allows me to actually screw the light in using the fixings. I found another cable, so I was able to link all of these together up until this light down here. That's the final light. I need to get one more T9 cable, I believe that's what it's called. And once I get that, I'll be able to connect the whole thing together. However, I might not actually need it, because another brilliant idea that was suggested to me is my trusty little greenhouse to move it. So I'm gonna probably place this on a different part of the room. Just give me a little bit more space to put some of these floor plants because they are huge. And I think really this right here is just a bit too much. There's too much going on. I think we need to have a bit more space so I can more easily get into the shelves to water the other plants. This would be a bit too much of a headache for me. So I think it's a brilliant idea and one I would do. Gosh, all right, so we're done for now anyway. I think we might do a little bit more work on this, improve it as we go. But let me show you guys what we're working with now. These are the two floating shells. All of them, or both of them rather, are all lit up. This one, there's just one more light at the bottom that needs to come on, but I have to get a cable for that, so that will be done shortly. I've repositioned my taller trees towards the window so they can get a lot of light. Towards the back, I've got some of my other plants. I've got the split leaf philodendron here. I've got my imperial red over here. I've got my Anthurium magnificum cross regal over here. Philodendron giganteum over there. And everything else is sort of scattered. Oh, I forgot. I've got my King Anthurium over here. It's so big. Like, I need to be able to show this plant off. Look at the size of this leaf. It's absolutely huge. And it's a real shame that I can't take advantage of it. But this grow light is doing its thing. I've got it now as a standing light, so the plants at the front can get access to that. So that's really good. That works out really nicely for me. I'll still do a bit of work on this to sort of condense it a bit, because what I wanted to do was free up some space, almost have it like a little bit of a walking area. I can come in and water my plants and leave without having to do too much. But still, as it stands, I'm still gonna have to remove some of these plants down here out of the way just to water the ones back there. And on the other side of the living room, this is where the grow tent is living. So it's not too far away, it's just here, but it doesn't need any access to light or anything. It's got its lights in there, it's got its air circulation, so it's still gonna have good access. I can still come into it, get in there, do what I need to do, water the plants. And yeah, I think that works really, really well. So for now, that's everything. As I said, things might move around over the next couple of weeks, but I'll keep you guys posted on how and when that happens. It is a week later, and this is a quick update on this setup. As you can see, I've moved things around ever so slightly. It's very late at night, but it had to be done. Just something about it I wasn't happy with. So I've moved rubber tree to this corner where it was before, and I've left the other fig tree, the fiddle leaf fig, over here, and we've added in some of the plants to the center. I think this looks a lot better, a lot more jungle-like than it did before. So a little bit of fiddling, it might change again But for now, we'll leave it as this.